Alright, you guys, ripping back into the video, man. And I'm gonna just talk about this trailer and some of the articles released on IGN about now Black Ops 3. And I'm playing this trailer kind of slow so you can see what I'm seeing, and we'll talk about it. Cause I'm a big Call of Duty fan. I've been a Call of Duty fan since Modern Warfare 2, so I'm in love with COD, even though some of the games have been bullshit most of the time. Now, I watched the trailer about maybe 3 or 4 times, and from what I can see, most of the footage on there is, at least from story, most of it. At least from what I can tell. I know for sure 2 scenes I think are for multiplayer, where one of the guy like thrust jumps in the air and he goes in the water and he shoots in the water and he jumps out. Another scene I think is for multiplayer. Is for, what is it? Where the guy's raw running with a shotgun and he shoots one of the guys on the opposite wall and then he jumps off and shoots the guy on the ground. To me, that looks like multiplayer. Now I could be wrong. I don't know, cause they're not really gonna tell you if it's multiplayer or not. They're just like, sliding little hints and little secrets in there. Now I was watching a bunch of the YouTubers, bigger YouTubers, talk about it. Now, some of their videos, they never talk about the negative. I mean, always praise the positive, but always talk about the negative too, because if you never talk about the negative, you're never gonna know. You're never gonna know how bad the game is, or if something's broken, or something's just out of whack. It breaks the game mechanics. Like on Advanced Warfare, the advanced moving, the boost jumping, just messed up the complete map flow in Call of Duty. Like, I don't know, it's retarded. I really don't want to talk about that game because I really don't like it. I mean, the only good thing about that game was zombies, and I had a bunch of fun with that. It was difficult though, but it was fun. See, that looks like that's from multiplayer, and then he jumps out, and then he gets his streak or whatever. I'll talk about the little the specialist classes or specialist soldiers in a minute. Now, that minigun, I don't know how powerful that's gonna be. I hope everything is balanced. That scene right there with the nano swarm, that's from story. I don't think that'd be a multiplayer. It doesn't look like it. That looks like a scene from a story. Now, the sliding, okay, that was in Ghost. That's not bad. I don't have a problem with the sliding. The drone, that drone or whatever, story. Most of the scenes are the story. I can't wait till they release a multiplayer trailer. And the AK's back for sure, right here. If that looks like the AK, that has to be the AK. Now I'm glad the AK-47 is back. I hope that looks like the AK. I don't know what else can closely resemble. Or it looks like an AK-12 maybe. Now, most of this trailer, like I said before, is just story. Now I think only 2 scenes is multiplayer. Now, I want to get into these specialist classes or whatever. The first one is Ruin. Now, Ruin's weapon are gravity spikes, which allow him to leap through the air and slam down on his target in the area of effect of the shockwave. Now, I'm gonna break this down one by one. Now, the gravity spike thing, where you can slam down, that seems like they took the Nova Bomb from Destiny, and it's just not, you're not throwing a Nova Bomb. You are the Nova Bomb, basically. Like you Falcon Drop or something. You Falcon Drop on the ground. That doesn't sound bad. Now his power is overdrive. It greatly increases. It greatly accelerates all movement for a short time. Now that sounds like, I don't know the name of the ability from Advanced Warfare. I'll just say this, like from Cranked. From Cranked from Ghost. Like when you kill somebody, you get cranked. But in this case, you don't have to kill anybody to get cranked. You just naturally have it for a short time. Now the next class is a Seraph. Now his weapon is the Annihilator, a huge high caliber revolver that kills enemy in a one shot and has penetration rounds, which doesn't sound bad. It has FMJ. That sounds really good. I actually like that. If you can line up 2 enemies, you'll take them both out. Now that revolver sounds like that gold pistol from Destiny. I don't play Destiny, so I don't know, but I've seen it before in the Legend of Thunder videos. The gold cheesing pistol. I don't know the name of it. I wish I knew it, but that looks like they took that from Destiny. That's for sure. Now, her ability is combat focus, which triggers a bonus multiplier to score streak points. Now that sounds like Hardline, so I don't know if Hardline's not even gonna be a perk anymore, I guess. So I don't know what perks they're gonna have. They're already running through my head, but it sounds like they're trying to balance everything out, so everyone's just not running the same set of as Legend of Thunder say, the Holy Trinity, basically. Lightweight, toughness, dexterity. They don't want people to run. They want people to use all the perks they have in there and try out all the specialists. And the next one's Outrider. Now, Outrider's weapon is the Sparrow, a compound bow with explosive bolts. To me, that sounds like the weakest out of all of them. I mean, it sounds like you have really good accuracy to hit people with that. It doesn't sound bad. I mean, I'll rate that from 1 out of 10. I give that like a 7. Now, her ability is Vision Pulse, which expands out from the player, tagging all enemies' locations and allowing you to see them through walls. Now, that sounds like the Oracle from Ghost, which is good. It seems like, from what I can read right there, it sounds like they're trying to keep it balanced. That's great. I'm glad, because I used to run in full parties. They just run support. They run Oracles, Ballistic Vests, and Squad Mate. That doesn't sound overpowered. Now, I don't know the time limits on this. I'm speaking from the outside in. I'm not talking from the inside out. Now, I'm basically saying, like, I didn't go to the Treyarch Studios and speak on, like, they didn't give me information on none of that. I'm just speaking from the outside in, from what I can read and what I can see from the trailers. It doesn't sound that bad. Now, if that ability doesn't last long, the Vision Pulse, if it doesn't last long, then that should be balanced, because you can't keep spamming. You can't keep spamming it. Now, the last one is the Reaper. The Reaper is a killer robot. His weapon is a scythe, a minigun that emerges from his arm. Now, that's kind of self-explanatory. So, what are they bringing the Terminator in Call of Duty now? I mean, that doesn't sound bad, but I just hope all this stuff is balanced. I really do. I hope you can't just keep cheesing people with these specialist soldiers or classes. They're not classes, specialist soldiers, I guess, or specialist abilities. I'll say specialist abilities. Now, his ability is Glitch, allows him to flash back to wherever he was a few seconds ago. Now, to me, that sounds like kind of like time travel a bit, like where you can say you're like stuck in a corner, and a few seconds ago, like say you got pinned in a corner in church, and you're last alive, and some guy's shooting, like he has you pinned, but he can't see you, but he knows where you're at, and he has you pinned. If you use the glitch ability, you can teleport before you were running to the corner, and teleport back and just flank out and just get away from that gunfight completely. Now, that sounds like that'd be really clutch in church. That's probably my most favorite. The Reaper is probably my most favorite, just because of that ability. Like, if you can, especially if you run in a campers or something, someone's sitting in the corner, they're shooting you, just teleport and they get lost, you know where they're at, pre-aim and kill them, and they're probably gonna rage quit. I actually like that. I'm not gonna lie. Now, these abilities don't sound bad, and I hope I'll bring more videos on it, but this one's just really gonna be about the abilities. I know there's 5 more, so I really hope Call of Duty's good this year, man, because the last 2 years they were fucking garbage. They really were. All right, it's been